93-year-old Guma Trankilidat resident Rosario Sison saw KUAM News' story about GHURA Director Ray Tapasnia's plans to cash in on what he calls GHURA gold mines like Guma Trankilidat. Tapasnia saying Guma Trankilidat and GHURA residents wouldn't be happy with the administration's plans, and he was right. They aren't happy, they're hurt.
Let these people have a heart for we old people.
Sison says she's been through this before. Years ago, Guma Trankilidat, also a hot topic, but plans for a project there nixed by pressure from residents and Senators Frank Uggan Jr. and Bang Pangilinan.
As I've stayed here now for 25 years in this unit, and I love it. Maybe it has prolonged my life because of the environment here.
Sison's neighbor, 89-year-old Napoleon Canetti, says Guma Trankilidat provides a peaceful place for those living in the twilight years.
I'm almost 90 years old. I'm just waiting for the Lord when He will get me. I hope that I could be living here the entire time of my life.
But Tapasnia says relocating public housing and Guma Trankilidat is part of the Leon Guerrero Tenorio administration's plan to make money off million-dollar properties. He adds housing Manamco and low-income families is not the best use for GHURA properties, but isn't that GHURA's primary mission? To house and shelter the economically and socially disadvantaged?
It's certainly not the highest and best use to be used in its current state, which is public housing. We can build public housing elsewhere or anywhere else. It doesn't necessarily have to have $1 million view and doesn't necessarily have to be down in Tumon Bay.
Governor Leon Guerrero telling KUAM News GHURA properties are, quote, just laying there doing nothing. But the residents we talked to say Guma Trankilidat is providing a safe, comfortable way of life for those near the end of their lives.
Your heart must be big enough to look on us with your mercy and compassion.
Meanwhile, Mr. Canetti says if no one will stick up for the Manamco, the residents aren't left with many options.
GHURA is the owner of the property. So whatever they want on the property, there's nothing we can do.
One caretaker for a resident here tells KUAM News the residents of Guma Trankilidat were informed of the administration's plans for the property during the first week of the Leon Guerrero Tenorio administration. While GHURA and the administration are talking about prime properties, no one is really talking about the people these decisions will affect. This has Mrs. Sison asking GovGuam for a little bit of consideration.
Look down on us with mercy and also compassion, because we are all elderly. We are just waiting for our time.
For Guam's News Network, Chris Barnett reports.